Because I mean, it's no secret. It's no secret to anybody that you definitely know how to stir a deep pot with a large spoon. But it's, I mean.
Okay, got the question. The answer is yes. And I mean, that is a perfect example of this insane phenomenon I describe in my book of people playing victims to achieve some advantage. What, you're not allowed to cite Mein Kampf? Is that the new rule? Because somebody better tell the New York Times book review.
I just thought because you're so criticized for that.
No, we got the question. Step away from the mic. I keep asking people who mention this, at least on TV, to play the first part where Barbara Walters was reading from my book as if she was reading from Mein Kampf, spitting the words out. It was really something to behold. And so when I remarked on it, oh, no, you can't say that, you can't say it. Well, why can't I say that? Well, is that the rule? You can't mention Hitler or Mein Kampf? Because that is an all-new rule. As I've said before, we need a NASDAQ ticker for what words can be used when, by whom, in what circumstances, when speaking to whom, and it's constantly changing. This is just to keep right-wingers on their toes and confused and, oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. Well, no, I'm not apologizing. And in fact, I loved going on The View because being around those gals always makes me feel so young and pretty. Like going to a spa.
Am I on? Speaking of the young, schools, the consumers of most public school services don't have a vote. By age 16, students have had 10 years as consumers of the product, yet they don't have a voice. My county had an 80% turnout on election day, but 1/6 of the voters didn't vote for county races, and 1/3 did not vote for school board. Would you be for... I've heard commentators of your stature say we've got some adult hypocrisy going on where the schools are really unions, adults first and kids second. Would you be for kids maybe voting for school board, maybe also president at 16 to energize the adults that are sitting at home not paying attention?
No, I think you're going in the wrong direction. I want to raise the voting age to 40. Maybe 30, but you need to get them out of the 12 years of propagandizing in the public schools and then 4 years of propagandizing by, college professors, or for short, former members of the Weather Underground. I don't know.
What do you think about the future of our national security, seeing as though our current commander-in-chief went to shake the hand of a military officer because he doesn't know how to salute, and probably wouldn't be able to get a security clearance if he was a regular citizen, and also thought a window was a door at the White House?
And also thinks there's 57 states, don't forget that. My favorite Obama answer during the debates on national security was, what would you do if during this debate, God forbid, 3 U.S. cities were hit simultaneously? And he said he'd send ambulances. And John Edwards said, and I'd be right there chasing them. See, it shows you how different Obama and I are. I would have said, which 3 U.S. cities? Actually, on national security, I think we all ought to be gloating because Obama seems to be continuing the policies of George Bush. It's MoveOn.org, Daily Kaz, Kids, Code Pink, and the New York Times who ought to be weeping. So apparently Obama, got into office and got the national security briefings and thought, I can't let the New York Times run national security. So I think we do owe a thank you to George Bush for keeping us so safe and acknowledged by... That I can applaud.
Ladies and gentlemen, last question.
And that's now been acknowledged by Obama, who is continuing his policies. Guantanamo's still open. We still have renditions. We're pulling out of Iraq. Oh, probably about the same time Bush would have pulled out. The one real problem with Obama on national security is solely for politically correct reasons. He had to say, I'm pulling out of Iraq, I'm pulling out of Iraq, to satisfy crazy people, i.e. the Democratic base. But he's not quite pulling out of Iraq, but he is putting more troops in Afghanistan, which is insane. This has been the focus of the terrorists. They're all streaming across into Iraq, where we can win. Now it's going to be in Afghanistan, which could well be another Vietnam. So for politically correct reasons, we're moving the focus of the war on terrorism to a very bad place for us. The Russians couldn't win there. Peter the Great couldn't win there. Oh, but maybe the Messiah can win there. Okay.
Thank you for coming today. I was just wondering...
Last question, make it good, young man.
I was just wondering if you had to guess, besides the stimulus package, over the next 4 years, what do you think Barack Obama's biggest slip-up will be?
Slip-up or terror-inducing move? Well, I think he wants to get all of us at Guantanamo. That's why he can't shut it down. Raising taxes, interestingly enough, has never been very popular with the voters, which is why even Obama runs on cutting the taxes of 95% of Americans. True, many of us looked at that and thought, but 95% of Americans don't pay taxes. That means it's welfare. But even Democrats can't run on saying, I'm going to be hiking up welfare and raising your taxes, though that's apparently what he's going to do. What else? Supreme Court nominations are going to be bad, and trying to squelch the free speech of right-wingers, both by attacking Fox News, the fairness doctrine, whatever they call it. They want to shut down conservatives from speaking. A Clinton-appointed judge, I mentioned this in my book, wants to apply the campaign finance laws to political speech on the internet. Liberals don't do very well when conservatives are allowed to talk, and they want to put an end to that. So thank you very much. It's great to be here.